to this range. And we're ready for them to join, and they will. And Swaggles,
get him a body bag. Yeah.
Is early with the heat. And early with a goal. 1-0. So right there, touch and a great flick.
Can I get a oh yeah?
15 seconds in, and if you're not used to seeing competitive 1v1s, it's going to be a lot more of this. You know, kickoffs are going to be crucial. You know, every touch, every movement is going to mean, you know, that much. It's going to be very, very paramount as Bolts tries to mount some offense. You'll see a chess game as well. You'll see the 4D chess game. Bolts bounces it back off his corner, tries to get boost, and he's going to slow it down. Picks up a few pads, trying to dribble, pops up, and Swaggles just looks like he was born for this spotlight, this stage. Bolts gets the save. Misses once more. Misses a third time, but does not get scored on. Fury has Paramount Plus. Fury does. Hashtag not a sponsor. You know what's crazy? I get Paramount Plus. My wife realizes that there's shows that she wants to start watching on there. I think she started watching 1883. Look at Bolts. Tries it. Swaggles shoots it. Trying to read it off the wall and goes wide. I thought, from everything we've seen from Swaggles, I thought that may have been a little easier. But maybe he's getting warm, and Bolts says, speaking of getting warm.
Mathematical!
So my wife started watching 1883. It's a Western, yeah. I don't watch it, but she's doing it on my profile. So I'm like, what are you doing to my algorithms? And then a few days pass, and then I take a nap. And then I wake up in the living room from the nap, and she's watching Clifford the Big Red Dog on my profile. And like, well, my my stuff's ruined. It's just ruined. Swaggles, he's had a few fakes, and there's one more. This time he's able to capitalize. Under 3 minutes. Bolts has been biting on these, and Swaggles is just a step ahead. Clifford a blood. Clifford is definitely a blood. Fury. Fury's not a crip, I promise. Bolts gets up, tries to muscle it in on the lower end, but you see the way Swaggles turns his car and takes full advantage of the surface area of his octane. Nice 50 for him, and a nice finish as well. Swaggles now up by 2. .229 left, and this is what I was telling you about, chat. Gonna be a lot of back and forth in the 1v1. Bolts can't handle it, makes a miss, and he's just gonna walk it in at the end of the play, and that's really all it is. Not all it is, but that is a big aspect of the game. You get the one fake, you make your opponent miss, you make that one touch that puts it past them, and you're golden. Bolts is ballsy. I'd lose my shit in a one tourney. You know, I hear that from a lot of people. Like Expiro has been flirting with the idea of competing in ones. I did it. I did it one season, and I liked it. I liked it. I wasn't ready for playoffs. I was undefeated. I skated through the regular season, and then playoffs came, and I lost in semifinals. What a flick! Bolts showing that he belongs.
That was legitness.
Great dribble, great flick to tie it up. And Jericho says that Bolts has been favoring the delayed kickoff. Not sure if Swaggles will catch on to it, but he's definitely paying the price from it. Bolts wins the kickoff, gets an advantage, and Swaggles can't negotiate the touch or the save off the wall. As Jericho notices it one more time. What up, Neb? Bolts drops it down. Bolts in the lead. He was able to make a comeback here. Now up by 1. He's going to cross his backboard. He misses. Great opportunity, but it's against the back wall. And I'm not sure if this is a theme, but Swaggles has had a hard time with the tough angles. You know, they're not easy shots by any means, but we've seen some good stuff from him. So I'd be interested to see if that trend continues. Bolts coming around the bend. Fake. Pops up high. And Swaggles gets the catch. Dribbles of his own. Bolt stops him in midfield. Jockeying for position, and it's Bolt's possession. I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I don't like the wager idea. I think that'll make everyone tilt more. So, ticking down to 10 seconds. Swaggles, if he's been saving something, he's got to make a move now. And it looks like he was going for a pop and then a bump, but Bolts has it well scouted. As the game continues, Swaggles gets dunked, and that's how it ends. Game number 1 belongs to Bolts, and Swaggy has his undefeated record on the line here. And Jericho is admiring the smart play from Bolts. But let's see if all these trends continue. Game number 2. Swaggles on the dribble. Bolts will drive into it. Swaggles gets a steal of his own coming around. He's had problems with those shots, but gets it done.
Encara Messi, 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 gol, 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 gol.
Mom's friend, I'm so trash at ones, and maybe that might be the case. That's the case for a lot of people, and that's why anyone that makes it to tier 3 in 1v1s has my utmost respect. I think it says a lot about you as a Rocket League player and your passion and love for the craft. But back to the field, Swaggy 2-0, so kickoffs look a little better. May have caught on. Bolts can't negotiate that one. Bolts makes a miss and a fake from the Bolty one. He's been the victim of a few this series, but he can do it his own as well. Swaggles on the kickoff. This is what Jericho wanted to see. A big win, and rolls it in, or rather taps it in the rest of the way. Swaggles tries to redirect. Bolts Get into position, might be low on boost. Loses a 50 for a moment. Swaggles seems like he's maybe not trying to make it a physical game, but he's not shying away from bump plays. Hasn't landed on one yet. And misses the double off the backboard. Very, very great attempt. And Bolts on the other end, a bump of his own.
Would you look at that? Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
I take it as you're a trash day. There is some of that though. There is some people that just gave up on trying to rotate, so they just grind mechanics and ones. My goodness, Bolts. A quick 2-goal swing, and Bolts is showing us a lot here.
Oh yeah, banana bread, bro!
And those are those type of goals where sometimes you get scored on and you think, I could have done this, I could have done that, if only my positioning was better. But that last goal from Bolts, I don't know what the fix is there. You know, I think you can maybe mitigate future goals. What a save.
Outstanding.
Just knowing that Bolts has that in his arsenal. But as far as the defending it in real time, I'm not sure it was in the cards. Bolts eats a dunk and Swaggles eats goal number 4. 3:09 remaining. Despite Bolts' name, he does play better than spare parts. I know you're joking, because you joke often, but I think it's a reference to lightning bolts. Swaggles!
Off the post!
Goes bar out. Bolts makes a save. And Swaggles might be sick if he doesn't turn this into a point.
Off the post!
Misses crossbar again. He's gonna wow in the quick chat. Floats it through. And Bolts returns to sender. Great touch. Forcing a challenge by Swaggy and then just keeping it smooth right after, tracking through the snow. 2:20 remaining. There's a 50 all the way up to the ceiling. They're tied. Who wants it? Who's going to make the first mistake? Or who's going to make the first play? Bolts! I was about to say Swaggles goes for boost. I don't think he saw it. I am not sure what the thought process was there. You have to respect that your opponent is just going to launch that if you give him the space, especially at this level. Swaggles with the dunk. The burden of proof is on Swaggles at the moment, especially as Bolts goes up by 2. Has this man waited his whole life for this? Fantastic 50, fantastic placement on the shot, and great fight back to the ball. And here's Bolts. Goes up, sends it away. He's going to adjust. He might have allowed this one. Good play by Swaggles. You got to take him where you can get him. And he's just going to run it through.
Can I get a oh yeah?
A minute 26, almost an eternity in 1v1s. Swaggles trying to get a quick score off of the kickoff. Bounces off the wall a little too harshly. He chases back. to the corner. Gets 100. Off the wall, can't touch. Bolts might make him pay. And this may be tied, no, a little wide. Swaggles does do the deed. Finish the deal, and Bolts misses an opportunity here. He wanted to maintain possession, but if you bang it off that back wall, that may give you all the space you require. We're tied 6-6. Bolts wants to steal one.
Outstanding.
But Swaggles has other ideas. Swaggles bites down hard. I don't think he could see Bolts behind the ball. And here we are, half a minute remaining. Snow falling. Bolts wants to be the last one to score here before overtime, and Bolts mashes it in again.
Jeepers, mister, you're really strong.
Very tough to shadow and a valiant effort by Swaggles, but as we saw, Bolts with a ton of tenacity. Hold on, Swaggles on the kickoff. We are tied again. As Jericho acknowledged, Bolts was commanding on kickoffs, but now it seems to have gone the way of a Swaggles advantage. 15 seconds now. Bolts. One more. Needs it. Gets it. 5 seconds. In chat, I was not lying when I said a minute 20 seconds is an eternity. We have, in the last 15 seconds, we've had 2 lead changes, and it is really just the nature of it. And Bolts is smart and cautious with that last kickoff, and it's match point for Bolts. Bolts again having to make a comeback here. You saw the back and forth, the battle at the end. 16 shots from Swaggles, and we saw the crossbar eating a lot of those. It's only 6 saves for Bolts, so sheesh. Swaggles again.
Off the post!
I'd be really curious to see how he views this series when it's all said and done, because he has left some plays out on the field. Bolts now taking the lead, doesn't want to make a comeback. He wants to grind this win out. We're already starting to talk about playoff implications, and that is what it is. Swaggy trying to stay undefeated, trying to advance to 5-0, but his back is against the wall, as now he's trying to avoid the sweep. And Jericho thinks Swaggy can still come back if he wasn't posting. Well, but I mean, here we are. It's game number 3, and he's still can't get away from the post monster. And Bolts already has the lead. Smeggles, maybe a little bit of panic in him at this juncture as it drives back. Bolts look at a boost starve now. Misses that one, and Swaggles is gonna run it in. 3:44 remaining. We're tied. And Neb does not want to see Bolts in the playoffs as Bolt now goes to air carry. We talked about everything he has in his repertoire. Swaggle gets the steal and does what he's got to do.
Encara Messi, 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 gol, 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 gol.
Swaggy does have to win 3 games in a row to stay perfect, and Bolts just needs the one more to ice it. Here's Swaggles trying to take his time, going in the air. I don't think Bolts can get to it, and he can!
Outstanding.
Is there anything he can do? There's the half flip. There's the 100 boost. He's looking to dribble, looking to go to work. Very hard to predict how Bolts will play you when he's on offense. But so far, Swaggles has had his number as we have a save. Bolts driving down. Swaggles sidewall. Bolts 0 boost. And Swaggy just with enough hesitation here to make Bolts miss. Bolts was looking for the rush shot. And there's a big kickoff win. Great recovery from Swaggy. Now a touch to the back corner. Bolts catches Demo, but he gets scored on. Everything seems to be going Swaggy's way as that young man takes his life. But it's from everything we've seen from Bolts in this series, it's hard to count him out. Doesn't have the kickoff advantage. Swaggy gets up and Bolts with the save. Now with the 100. Swaggles, no boost. And a ball gets shot right over his head into the net. And perhaps Bolts working on the comeback. Swaggy maybe turning in the cleanest game we've seen from him, but you have to sustain it. Bolts now wins on the kickoff. Gets 100. Adjust the field. Swaggy with the big boom. Shot, shrugs off the bump attempt and regains his 3-goal lead. Bolts with the kickoff win. But Swaggy playing very, very sound here. Out on the field. Swaggy pops it up. That might be Bolt's ball when it makes its way down. And Bolts. I alluded to it earlier, but he's been very, very hard to defend. A lot of ones players, they get predictable at this stage of a series. You know, by game 3, especially game 4, you know their tendencies. You know when they want to flick. You know when they want to dribble. But Bolts has done a great job keeping himself unpredictable, and Swaggles has just been very good about reading it and being on the fortunate side of a couple 50s as he reassumes his 3-goal lead. Bolts looking to respond quick, a little too high on the backboard, down to the snow. Swaggles, no dribble, pops up and 50s through the dunk attempt. Fenix or OP, that is ultimately what I learned when I was playing ones, because I was still trying to play ones with my Dominus, and I was just, as far as 50s and kickoffs were concerned, I had so much more success in even the Octane. I refused to buy a Fennec. So I'll never know, but you know, that's kind of like the old adage with them. Sweggles loses the ball, but this one might be in the books. A 4-goal lead now. Bolts gets telegraphed there. Sweggles trying to take it the rest of the way. "30 seconds. This will make it interesting, but if Swaggy has another one of his quick responses, it won't be enough." Are you off the Dominus, Fury? What? No. That's just something I acknowledge, but no, I'm Dom. I'm Dom forever. You know, I'll probably, you know, never play tier 1. Definitely won't be pro. So I just wow, Sweggles.
Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
13 seconds now, and there's that response very late in the game. Someone in chat hooked my man up with the Fennec. Well, if it was gifted to me, I would use it, because that's, you know, you don't want to be rude. 9-4, and a huge game for Sweggles from start to finish, getting it done. Here we are, game number 4. Swaggy, can he stay undefeated on a reverse sweep perhaps? Now 15 shots, and that's what Jericho alluded to from last game. You know, 16 shots last game, 15 shots this time, but just a lot of post hits, a lot of crossbar. So let's see if Bolts is able to make any adjustments, because if Sweggles is playing clean, then he's gonna be a problem. Adjusted kickoff, took advantage of Bolts on corner and good 50s. Wonder what Bolts will do, if anything. Maybe, I don't know. I think the secret here would be not let it get that far out of hand. When you go down in a ones game, you know, by several goals, that gives your opponent a ton of confidence. They'll start playing maybe a little more risky, a little more dangerous, things that they wouldn't do if it was a 1-goal difference. And Bolt switches to the Dominus. I don't know if he's listening to the cast and he just wants to rub it in my face. Swag, look at that, mail it double. What a play. Talk about tough to defend. Great shot by Swaggy. And yeah, I hope Bolts wasn't trying to prove a point with the Dominus switch. Maybe he wanted more power, but that's really the only plus you get from Dominus, and it doesn't help you very much in ones, as Bolts has a hard time reading the flip reset.
Mathematical!
Bolts also having monster flicks. Dom gives even more flick potential. I don't know, I've heard that, but you have to be used to both hitboxes. And Bolts seem to have the octane flick perfected. Sweggles 50 Stu again. Is it the Fennec? Is it something else? Swaggy looking for the reverse sweep. Matt Griffin gonna redeem show yourself, and Sweggles, I don't understand it, chat. What are we seeing here? What are we seeing here? Was there some sandbagging? in games 1 and 2, because Swaggles is in complete control and definitely making a statement now. We would know more if Bolts hadn't switched. I can't. It's hard for me to agree with the car change here. Trying to take it slow. There's a 50 save shot. Bolts. Has the ball going up. Reggie goes all the way back, but Bolts makes him pay, and this is my key to victory. Do not let him get ahead by 3. But still a ton of time left. 3 minutes. He's 4-0 and 1 to challenge himself. That's, you know, my mind goes to those places. And now the fake. Swaggles' success with that early. And making Bolts feel it here. Drives in. Fakes. Bolts with the bite. And Swaggy with the 5th goal. He wanted to see your face. Swaggles up and over. Bar down. 6-1. Maybe a Brazil coming. But Bolts is having a very, very hard time here now. Still around the 3-minute mark. Bolts with the catch, so flick potential. Very good flick, but I think Bolt is hitting that same exact flick with the octane is the thing. So you do a car switch for an advantage where it's with the Dom, you sacrifice that height. Let's see how Bolts wants to play it, wants to read it. Plays for the 50. Goes for the 100. That might be his. Get it. Looks a little wide.
Off the post!
And now Bolts hitting the posts on his open nets. Nice redirect. I don't think Bolts can get to this one. And he does.
Outstanding.
My goodness. 2 minutes to go. Bolts was going for a musty. Swaggy having none of it. That would be the extra mechanic that the Dom would give. It's would be the musty. And that one's hard. That one is hard. It's hard in a 1v1 setting it up because you kind of telegraph it. So 1, if you mess up, you're kind of screwed. 2, if your opponent's too close, then you're definitely going to hear about it. And there's the flick. This is the advantage, but has the damage been done? 4 goals down, and we see some beautiful flicks. But it seems like it's all for naught up to this point. I'm at 20.7k, so can't risk that co-cast. 4 goals, almost 2 minutes is possible. It's definitely possible, but...
Killtrocity.
Bolts, you see the urgency in his movements. I'm not sure if it's just a dominance thing, but he's trying to tighten the gap. A quick demo, a quick shot. 1.5 minutes remaining. Bolts with a big win. Carrying it over, tries to go for a doozy. But Swaggy, as we've seen, very quick. And it's a 2-goal differential now. Bolts just wants me to make me eat my words. Because 1 minute and 11 seconds, and it is literally anyone's game here. Bolts change up the speed, and it's working. Let's see the kickoff. Swaggles, he's out of boost. Takes a dunk. Tries to get it around now the 50, and we're down to 60 seconds. Someone clip that. Swaggy almost passed in front of his net. Bolts, turn, changes speed. He scores on this. Bolts, 1 to go, 44 seconds. And I kind of got lost in the sauce. It's still match point for Bolts. If he makes his comeback, if he gets this win, the series is over. We don't see a game 5. And we don't see Swaggy finish the season undefeated. So Swaggy doesn't go for kickoff. He tries to give something different. And he has let Bolts right back into this. I am wrong. Bolts is right. Jericho is right. I am humbled here. As I live and breathe. 31 seconds to go. Anybody's ball game. But let's talk about momentum. Bolts has it all. Swaggy has questions. He's wondering. The double, the clip could be the go-ahead goal of the game of the series.
Oh yeah, banana bread, bro.
But with 24 seconds, we may get one kickoff win, some clock kill, and we may be done. Bolts with a big win, floating up. The ball did a lot for him, and Bolts staying casual, staying conservative. Is this, what is that, a 4-goal swing at least? Maybe 5? "15 seconds. Swig. And now he's posting again. I see Jericho in the chat talking tilts. That's likely what it is. And it's over. No movement. GG's all around. I need to talk to Bolts. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All right, hold on here. Yeah, give it up for him. Oh, give me the change. Oh, I did it wrong. Bolts.
Howdy, howdy.
I am I literally have no involvement in your Rocket League career, but I'm really proud of you right now. That was an amazing series. Talk to me a little bit about it. I don't even have a question at the moment.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy because I know coming into this game it was gonna be a tough one because Swaggy I think is like 4-0. So I knew coming in
4-1 now, but he was 4-0, right?
Yeah, it was gonna be a really tough match, and I had to be on my A game.
Right.
And first 2 games, I feel like I came out super well and was playing well, not doing anything too crazy. Little slip ups here and there.
Right. No, very, very clean. You were capitalizing on his mistakes. I'm sure you noticed, but in game 2, I believe it was, he had 16 shots, and you still beat him. There was a lot of crossbar hits for him and posts. So I think you definitely benefited from that. Well, how's your season been going? This is your first time tier 3 for ones, right?
I believe so, yeah. It's been a little bit since I last did a 1 season.
Right.
But first 2 games I think went to game 5, so that was pretty crazy.
Oh, okay.
I think at least I want to say 2 of those games are game 5s, and then this last game I had I got swept 3-0. Or no, first 3 was game 5, so that's what it was.
Right.
But then I got swept 3-0, and I knew like coming back to off of versing a great opponent, I have to verse another tough opponent. I was gonna have to look at some replays and have a look at what I need to fix.
Right. Right. Man, I can't believe it. And I know you're one of those players. That's why, I respect you so much as a teammate, as a Rocket League player. Is I know if there's one thing guaranteed, it's that the bolt that comes into the season isn't going to be the same bolts that comes out on the other end. And I think that's what we're seeing here in your ones. You're always grinding, always improving, and and doing well. People, just because people grind doesn't mean that there's a lot of improvement there. Doesn't mean that they're learning from mistakes or getting better. And I think
Right.
you do that. You do that, whether it's in mid-series, mid-season, and I think we saw it here tonight.
Yeah, one thing, that you probably know is I never give up. That was the one thing.
Yeah.
That last game I saw that was on the channel. Oh, man, I was fuming over here. Not really, but
Yeah.
I never gave up. I never gave up.
Right. I forgot that's you need trigger warnings for stuff like that. Oh yeah. No, yeah. And that's kind of that's been the night on my stream. We see someone rage quit in the IGL match, and then we see the exact opposite. Both of you and Swaggy. Swaggy had every excuse to pack it in after game 2. You had definitely done enough to take it. But yeah, great performance from both of you especially. But anything else from you before we get out of here?
Nothing crazy. I mean, shout out to that Dominus coming in clutch for me.
Actually,
a few
yeah, no,
times.
I have to apologize to you, not in person, but personally. I questioned it. I question it. I don't, because I'm not good with the Dominus in 1v1s. And you went down by 4 immediately.
That was rough, not gonna lie.
Right. And I was like, shoot, I think it's what I thought. But what went into that decision? Was it the flicks? Jericho guessed that it was the flick capability, but we saw some clean flicks from you in the Octane.
Partially was the flicks,
Mhm.
and I feel like a lot of the air stuff I was going for, I wasn't really connecting on, and I knew I was
Oh.
gonna get my power shots going as
Okay.
well. Like they're already kind of good, but Dominus would only kind of increase it.
Right.
And sometimes the Dominus is really good at helping me with my flicks, so that was also another one.
Okay.
Only recently had I tried out the Dominus, and I played really well one day, a couple of days straight. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep this in my back pocket.
Shoot, I don't know if it bailed you out, but it definitely served your purposes. Amazing. I don't know. This is, your career better than me, but this just seems so like career defining in my eyes for you. Because you had so much. I've casted tier 3 ones matches before. I've casted ones matches before, and I don't know if you've seen this in your other games, but players seem to get predictable. They seem to have like a few things that they're good at, and then just kind of lean too heavy on that. But in a best of 5, your opponent has seen everything that you do, and you just never stopped really showing us something.
Yeah,
And-
I always try to mix it up.
right. And I think that only helped you. He never really got comfortable, but that is it officially. Anything else from you, sir?
No, just GG's to Swaggy. I mean, he
Yeah.
played a hell of a series, I feel like, and especially when he
Definitely.
switched to Fennec, he was hitting everything.
He's in everything, and he was getting you on the defensive 50s. So it was a really good match for sure.
Right.
But
I'd
yeah,
say
go
that's
ahead.
about it.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say that's about
Congrats.
it, yeah.
Good luck the rest of the way. Do you know how many are in your division?
There's 15.
So everyone's in then.
Yep,
Okay.
everybody's in.
But this is all good practice. Momentum's a big thing. Just one more week and everyone's in it, and you've been doing a lot of good things for yourself. So good luck.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace out.
All right, that was Bolts. Always good to talk to him. Really good dude. Really great Rocket League player, I think, as you guys were able to witness firsthand. But that is it for me tonight. Mom's friend, someone quit mid-series. It was the last game, but it was like a minute like two minutes, minute and a half, and yeah, they just took off. I've seen it before. I've definitely seen it before. So let's get a raid going. Show someone some love. See if it'll even let me. Oh, okay.
Well, we ain't getting any deader.